RFK Jr. brings something to the table that doesn't exist right now in terms of Trump. He brings this very responsible approach towards the environment, which I know that people like to say that he's extreme, but he's not really extreme when you sit down and you talk to him about it. He at least has some policy that's reasonable and isn't so out there that it's not going to work. He also talks about things that no one is willing to talk about, and that's mainly how is food killing us as human beings in this country. Pharma and ag are literally killing us, and none of the candidates are willing to even touch that issue. So he brings that to the table.
It's really interesting that you brought that up because, a lot of times he'll talk about how 70% of food at schools is processed food, and you're poisoning our youth by feeding that garbage to them. There's all sorts of diseases that are skyrocketing today compared to 50 to 100 years ago. And these are obviously important issues that I think almost anybody can be on board with. When I talk to people, though, a lot of times they kind of paint him as a conspiracy theorist.
I'm not looking at it as just the swing states. I'm looking at it as the entire country, because right now, the obvious is the swing states. But in reality, when people start looking at, you can hate Trump as much as you want to, but the things that are important to some of us that aren't being addressed by the Democrats are, first and foremost, the First Amendment. And Elon Musk and his involvement with Trump adds a lot of credibility to that situation. Now bringing in RFK Jr. help some of us that are really interested in food-related issues, farmer-related issues, responsible environmental stewardship. All of that helps him make a more well-rounded candidate.
Trump announcing he's establishing a panel of experts to work with RFK Jr. to investigate and remedy the chronic disease epidemic in children. When you hear Trump willing to do that with RFK, any thoughts on that?
I think it's about time, because again, we don't have candidates that are strong enough to stand up to big ag. And they're going to keep pushing all of the processed food, all of the food that they can onto us. They know it's killing us. They know, look at the things that are killing us. Cancer, diabetes, heart disease. What causes those? So he's the only person that's ever brought any of this up, and he speaks from experience because obviously he's had health issues. Sure. His views on the Middle East are right on. He understands the Middle East. No one's talking about the Middle East. They pander a little here to the Palestinians so they can get the Muslim vote. They pander a little here because they don't want to lose the Jewish vote. But in reality, no one's taking a stand on it. He actually has very clear views on that entire situation, ranging from Iran all the way to the Palestinians and all of their proxies. So we're going to find that this man is not only intelligent on what Trump is looking to put him into a cabinet role, but he's very, very intelligent when it comes to the Middle East, very intelligent when it comes to the environment. Most people on the right consider him to be a kind of a nutcase environmentalist, but in reality, when you talk to him about it, he comes off as someone that understands the value of it from a business perspective. Yeah. Our technology in green energy being sold to other countries all over the world and actually doing something about climate change is really important.